I am on the St. Croix River. Right over there is Minnesota. We're in Wisconsin now. There is a sister park over there on the Minnesota side. It is not as big as the Wisconsin park. What I've already discovered is on the northern campground where I am, I stopped in there, tried to jump onto the trail that goes right by my site. Turns out it's a winter only trail. A lot of the trails on the north end of the park are only available in the winter. Path to my van. So I'm going to show you this park, starting here with the southern campground and then working my way up, making a few stops along the way, all the way up to the northern campground. All right, this is Interstate Park on the St. Croix River. It's not Interstate State Park because that would just be redundant, I guess. So this is the north campground. This is the more RV friendly side of it. Let's take a look around here. Site 1 on my left, there's sort of a green area that this loops around over here. Sort of a shared green space. 2 on my left. Get a few doggies running around. He's being very cautious. 3 on my left, 4 on my right. Now these are all electric sites, this whole loop, and that's why the RVs are here. 5 on my right, 6 straight ahead. They're fairly open, easy to get into, room for your slides. 7 straight ahead. 8 and 9 are a pair to my right. On my left is 10. Actually, that's 11. Where'd 10 go? That has a tent in it. Going up into the woods a little here. I have a water spigot. $13 on the left. 12 directly on the left. I kind of missed that. Like I said, these have electric. 14 on the left. Now 13 and 14 back up to that green space. 15 on the right, which backs up to a hillside. There is not a lot of room there. And does it even have electric? No, it doesn't. That's a very small tent site. 16 on the left, 17 on the left. Backing up to the green space. 18 on my right, a little bigger, still backing up to the hillside. It has electric. 20 has electric. One space, which is kind of an oddball out here. Huh. That's the second one of these funky little small campers. 19 on the left. Okay. I got a secondary loop. I guess I'm going to go straight first. Then come back around. 26 on my left. 28 on my right. And 29. Now these back up to the river right here. On my right is up against the river. 29 on my left up to the green space. 30 was the one on the right on the river, and 31 also right next to the shower house. 32 on my left, backing up to the green space. Very family friendly here. Somebody didn't turn off the water spigot. 33 on my left. 35 backing up to the river. 36 adjacent to it. Those two are a pair. 34 on my left backing up to the green space. And I'm going to make another lap around and catch those couple ones that I run a separate loop. So just to be clear, 15 is the oddball site in the mix so far because it is up against the hillside, has no electric, and is very small. So there's really just enough room to park a car up front and then put your tent in, set back up on the hill. All right, going right to 23 through 25. That's all there is over here. Well, let's see what that's about. Not a lot of sites, but they're off on their own. The river is on my left right now. Okay, so interesting. They're using a penguin to block off their entrance. I don't see their site number. There's a trail, at least coming off of this campground. I know the northern campground, there were no summer trails connected with it. Oh, these sites are interesting. Okay, 24 on my left. It must be 25 up ahead. So what you've got here, and I'll try to show as we come back around. Get a little loop. Send me back. And don't bring anything big up here, because I have to do a 3-point turn on this in my van. There's a trail going down straight ahead of me here to the river. But the site is over there on the right. Here's its parking. You park up here, carry your stuff down. This one actually might be even, no, I did bring their bikes, but see if we can get you to see this next one at 24. These are unique sites out here. It's way down there. There's a platform level where you camp. You can't drive to it. Oops, another vehicle coming at me. See that? So this one, the next one here, you can drive down to or walk down to. The parking is up here at 23, but you can drive down to that one or close to it. So those are some very unique sites, kind of hanging on a cliff edge. Now I'm going to go back around and actually take my shower, because I am staying in the northern campground and we do not have showers. That was a nice hot shower. Hot enough that the 80-degree day now doesn't feel so hot. I do feel refreshed. I'm gonna try to work my way down to the river here. Alright, here's the St. Croix River. Now we do have a dam just upstream there. So this is controlled water levels. But it does still have a lot of flow to it. We'll work our way downstream and see if we can find some of the bluffs that make this place popular. Alright, so I just left the shower building down there, and I was coming and I was following the road out. There's another road that said dead end. Well, I glanced and I saw an RV. So, there's a couple extra hidden sites over here that they don't even have signs back there to point you to these site numbers. So on their right, on the river, is 37. .38 is this nice little site on the left. Don't bring anything big back here because you're not going to turn it around. 39 on the right. And that may be it. And maybe a turnaround, I'll see. We got someone tenting in 39. There is no power on these. And that is it. And a turnaround. Now, there is a roadway that goes across the river here, so you will hear traffic in these sites. This is the Potholes Trail, and the Potholes Trail, I believe, is the western end of the Ice Age National Scenic Trail. The beginning of it is in Potawatomi State Park in Door County, and it extends as far south as Janesville and then works its way back up, and it wanders through the Kettle Moraine and wanders through Devil's Lake and lots of other places I visited because I cross it all the time. I am not someone who will probably ever walk it because I don't think my hips could take that long a hike. But we're gonna find the potholes here eventually down this trail. There's my first pothole I've seen, but this is small, I believe, compared to what's coming. Got the sheet of rock coming down here, the river down there. I'm starting to see some divots. Got a little mini pothole here, another one over there. Some others along the way. Oh look, I got a wall with interpretive and a bunch of potholes that get very big. So I got a little swirly pothole here. There's something goes under that rock, through there. So the water was cascading down here, possibly even carrying a lot of gravel and things that came with the glaciers and just ate away at the rocks as they swirled around, creating little whirlpools. And I believe there are still some whirlpools out there that are still being created and probably eating away at the rocks underneath. But let's go see what the sign says. As I said, at the end of the last ice age, melting through glaciers surged through the valley, rose up, and using sand, gravel, and small boulders became trapped in whirlpool produced by swirling waters. In time, they ground it down. Now, this is saying there's something called grinder stones they could find that were perfectly round after rolling around in there. I'm going to give you a sense of scale down there. All right, this one's deep too. This goes way down here. Now in the sister park across the river, there is some bigger potholes than these too. It's a little bit of a mess down there, but there's a giant pothole. And it has an outflow, not really. It just swirled there. Doesn't really have a way out. That's a deep pothole. Where does that one go? Yeah, It's at least 12, 15 feet deep. Right here on the cliffs, overlooking the river. So after the end of my tour over here, I will go visit over there to the Minnesota State Park and see what they have to offer. There's a park audio tour. There's a QR code. I didn't bring my phone. It's in the van. Information. Okay. Maybe tomorrow I'll bring my good camera and get a better picture of this. I got a storm rolling in tonight. But over here, there's the man in the face on the mountain there, with the boat behind it. They built a special little overlook so we can see him. Otherwise, no one would know he's there. Now, as you come into the park, we just came up from the south. The main entrance comes down, and then you sort of follow the park road. It goes right along there. It's a spot you want to stop, but there is no place to stop. So this is as close as you can get to that. Follow the Potholes Trail that starts up the river from there. I almost missed this one. Pretty deep, and you're higher than I am. Remember, Wisconsin looks better with you. Don't forget to hashtag Scenic Wisconsin. So this is the Western Terminus of the Ice Age National Scenic Trail, and that's the official viewpoint. So just for a point of reference, we got ourselves Wisconsin, like Peninsula, or Door County Peninsula with Green Bay there. Here we are on the St. Croix over here, and this is the Ice Age Scenic Trail. There's Devil's Lake there. Haven't done that. Orcon Marsh is way inside of that. Kettle Moraine State Forest Northern Unit, I've been through there, and the Southern Unit. I've hit part of the trail. I got to get down to the Rockford Edge. Definitely have done Devil's Lake, a good chunk of that. And I've been out at the eastern terminus of the trail. So that was the Potholes Trail. Definite stop if you come to this park. It's really simple. Come in, get past the interpretive center. There's the first parking area that heads towards the North Campground. Just park right there. Simple trail out and back. It's very simple. Great views. Just a little further down the park road, there's this little parking area. You go a little further down, just at the bottom of the hill, there's a massive parking area for the beach. The beach is on the lake, not the river. It's a nice little stream-fed lake. But we're gonna go check out another trail over here. Now we're going to take on the Summit Rock Trail. Coming out here for peaceful nature sounds, not quite the place. I'll get it down at the southern campground, but up here, the northern campground, this area, this gorge, but the truck traffic coming down and up to the river is really loud. Oh, and this is what the sign's made by. Keep an eye on your kids. I just came down this trail, not very well marked. That says to the trailhead. Put my sign over here. That's Summit Rock where I just came from. This is Echo Trail. Let's try Echo Trail. So this park was developed by the CCC. It's one of Wisconsin's first state parks, at least designated as, in conjunction with Minnesota. I guess I'm going this way. And the CCC had a camp here and helped build a lot of these trails, and it shows. These are good, rugged, will get you there trails with nice steps, rock steps that have lasted 100 years. Yeah, about 100 years now. And we're still using them. I was hoping it would cool down tonight, but these rocks are still quite warm. Good news is, storm's going south of us, so I'm not even going to get rain tonight. I got an echo. I was hoping to cool down by dunking my head there, but that water's warm. And a little further, end of designated trail, across from the Taylor Queen Falls here, Taylor Falls Queen. I was just down there, but got an old CCC fireplace out here. I believe there was a full shelter here at one time, most likely, because I got a foundation coming around, and I'm sure we had a roof here. Give a lot of credit to the boys of the CCC. Over the past couple years, I spent a lot of time on trails that they made 100 years ago. They're still usable, they're still active. Only a few have been destroyed over time. Just sorry that we don't have a use for all those big fireplaces that you find. I'm not quite sure how those were intended to be used. What a difference some shady cover can make. So it was a sunny day today, and the canyon was in sun all day. All those rocks are still hot. But down here, where the sun didn't quite get in, it's suddenly 15 degrees cooler. And now I've reached the loop that rings the lake. And I'm going to go back to my starting point. And I can kind of show you the beach. It's not a crowded time of day. I'm showing lots of people sunbathing. It's a nice big beach out there, very nice water. Now once you get over here on the lakeside, you no longer hear the traffic. And we got this wonderful CCC building over here. Concessions over here, not open. Shower house, bathroom changing house over here, and there actually are showers in there. But let's go through to the back side. On the other side of this wall, it's a little dark right now, but there's this babbling creek feeding the lake. So just a little recap here from this little parking area. Summit Rock Trail, which looks upstream. Echo Canyon Trail, which connected in the woods to it, or you can start off from here, and straight down there is the beach. And like I said, there is a much larger beach parking at the bottom of the hill.
Years ago, a river of blue glacial ice sculpted a landscape of remarkable beauty across Wisconsin. As it retreated, it left a great diversity of geologic features. Visionaries in the 1950s sought to preserve these remnants of the glacial era and established a trail known as the Ice Age Trail. It became a national scenic trail in 1980 and Wisconsin's first state scenic trail in 1987. The trail is jointly administered by the National Park Service, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, and the Ice Age Trail Alliance. The trail allows people on foot to appreciate firsthand the varied beauty of Wisconsin's glacial landscape. Over 600 miles of this trail are now open for public use.
So I'm now above the road. I was off at a point out there last night, point out there. You can see the riverboat down there. At a junction point after I came up, we'll start taking in the view. I'll go back down, head up the trail, see what the young men of the CCC left us. Well, that's a little bit of a shame. Well, the structure, stone structure is still here. The roof structure burned off. Guess that's why we don't get to use these anymore. Although it would have been a nice shelter for someone hiking the trail. So this is the Meadow Valley Trail. I'm only going to go down a little bit because I'm on a hunch here, but it's a switchback down through the rocks. Doesn't look overly traveled in this segment. We'll see if my hunch pays off. Just when I thought that switchback wasn't going to pay off somewhere over there, went a little further, came down, and it's getting me where I want to be. Yeah, sort of. Yes. So here's the road splits out. And there's a spot on the road up here I wanted to get to. Now I'm doing this before 7 a.m. in the morning, hoping I can pull this off safely because I'm walking on a narrow road with no shoulder. Well, I wanted to get to whatever this was. So this is 1938, commemorating the first permanent white settlement on St. Croix Falls. in 1838. So this was put here 100 years after the first white settlement, for whatever that means, if the good or bad. Now, looks like there's a little trail, so I'm gonna go explore. Oh, I am on some pretty sheer cliffs here. Well, I just kept working my way down that not a trail. And this is going to bring me right down to this beautiful log right here on the river, right down to the river. So being very intrigued by this beautiful log that's nicely placed here. I was curious, who cut it down? That was gnawed down. This was not human cut. All the little gnawing teeth marks in here. A lot of work was taken into taking this tree down somewhere upstream. There's an impressive pile of boulders sitting here. Kind of just piled up as the river pushed it down, dumped them here. So I came from that way, but it looks like there's another trail, not a trail, over here. Let's see where that goes. So that trail, not a trail, brings me back to the split here in the road along the bridge. So I came out over there before, walked this to where I started this little loop. I'm gonna go back up because really my car's up over there. Here is the campground tour of the south section of the park. After this section, I will show you some of the beach day use area. It is extensive. I will chapter this video out so you can look ahead and jump ahead to another section if you'd like to skip the campground. So 41 on my right with a fifth wheel tucked way down there. 47 on my right. Now it may seem very wooded, but you can see your neighbors through the trees here. 43 on my right. On my left is 44. Got a pit toilet to my right. 45 on the left. 46 on my right. 47 on my left. 48 on my right. 49 on my left. Now this is all just non-electric primitive camping. 51 on the left. 50 on the right. On the right now is the river, but it is way back. 52 on my right. 53 on my left. How much you can see on this. You might see some picnic tables and some people. 54 on my right. 55 on my left is short and slopey. 56 on my right is a nice big flat section. 57 on my left is very small. 58 on my right, medium size. I have the pit toilet on my left. 59 on my right. It's got a pop-up, it's fairly deep. 60 on my right. 61, I'm gonna stop and grab my tag. 62 on the left. 61, I did find it a little slopey. All right, 63 on the right. 64 on the left, it's got a nice little teardrop. Looks like Grandma and Grandpa with the grandkid. 65 on the right. We're starting to hit the end of the world here. 66 on the left. We're going to turn and head back the other way of the loop. So we're at the far end of the loop right now. 67 straight ahead there on the right. And then 68. They got a lot of big tents set up in there. I don't know where their vehicle is. And a dog. This is the Eagle Peak Trail that I tried and did not enjoy. 69 on my right is very small, tucked up against the hillside. 70 on my right, again against the hillside, not very big. 71 on my left, it's a little bigger. 72 on the right, connects right over to 73. And the pit toilets on my left, so you have a trail there. 75 on the right with the Nissan NV, small one. 74 on my left is fairly large. 76 on my right. Again, these are tucked up against the hill on the right and they're small. 77 on my left, not very big. Little gap. 78 on my left. It's got a little length to it. You're not gonna get big rigs in here, that's for sure. 79 on the right. So a lot of these on the right, you're not even gonna be able to get a pop-up in here. Just a vehicle or just tents. 80 on my right there. '91 on my right. 92 or 82, sorry, on my right. 84, 83 is on the left. Again, very small. Not a lot of room in these. 85 on my right, just a pickup and a tent. And that is it. That is the South Campground. We come out of the campground, the main park road comes in from the right. There is a shelter here, I assume reservable. And the site of where the CCC camp was, 1935 to 1940. I knew I saw that somewhere. Down this little road to the riverfront. I forgot this road also connects over to the lake. Now that green space that was behind my campground is actually the outflow of the lake. Lake of the Dalles, D-A-L-L-E-S. So it's not Dalles, it's Dalles. That is a non-motorized lake, so you won't find anything over there, and the beach is on the far side. And this follows around it. Now, you can also park down here on this side and do some of the trails I wandered last night, because they wander past this road. So this parking area also allows you access to the beach and some of those trails. I think on my right here I have a boat ramp to put you into the river with a warning of strong currents. And this is the big day use area along the river. With more picnic shelters down here. Plenty of picnic tables and grills. And the river. No hiking to get to it. And just like that, you're on the river. This is the day use area on the south side of the park. If you're not into hiking, you just want to hang out along the edge of the river, enjoy a picnic. Now, we're not far from the Twin Cities. That's not far away at all. So you just get this beautiful rolling area. I mean, this could have been a campground just as easily. Would have been actually a really pretty campground, but it's definitely not flat. So that's Wisconsin's Interstate Park. I hope you found this useful. I really enjoyed the hikes on the north end along the canyon there. There's good variety there. The lake and the beach are very beautiful. Looks like a great place to cool off. Considering a lot of beaches I've seen in state parks, that's one of the nicer ones I've seen. And I think it's because it is separated off from the river. It is safe. You don't have to worry about any undertows. It's really a very pretty park. Very distinct two campgrounds. The northern one for the RVs, or if you just want some power, and the south end has the shower house, and the south one is much more primitive. And you'll notice that I'm here midweek, almost nobody in the south one, and the north one is full. So that's the end of my tour here of Wisconsin's Interstate Park. I'm gonna go across the river, see if there's anything worth showing you over there on the Minnesota side of the state parks. See you there. All right, this is on the Minnesota side. They got the big potholes. I don't know how to give scale to that other than see the railing up there. Very controlled environment here. Very different than across the river. However, there is a lot of climbing here opportunities. And this one's filled, so you can't really see how deep it is. Oh, the trails snake around. Let's see where I wind up. That one goes way down. This one is very clear. Tornado in the rocks. There's got to be an out, otherwise it wouldn't whirlpool. But you can get a sense of just this plant climbing down. That's about halfway. And it keeps going. That one, another one here. This one I can see it kind of tucks under. Then suddenly I'm at the river, and I'm not at a high point that requires a railing, although you wouldn't want to fall off that either. All right, for a reference point, that's the log that I was hanging out at a couple hours ago with the chewed end. I had worked my way down and back up over there. Well, apparently at some time the water level was much lower, because there used to be a staircase going down into that pothole that you could explore. But now it's filled with water. I'm guessing whatever the outlet for that must have gotten plugged at some point. Same kind of thing here, where it swirled here, went down. It's all filled up now. You can even see over here the swirls. So this is the point the boats have to dance around. Well, according to this info sign, there are over 400 potholes in this park alone. So at this point in the river, 10,000 years ago, some of the glaciers were almost a mile high. And then we would be under those glaciers in the melt, with all the rocks swirling as it was trying to running underneath the glacier and carving these potholes as it sort of moved along underneath here. So that was Interstate Falls, Minnesota side. Thanks for coming on the journey. It's worth hopping over there because the potholes are enormous if you like the potholes. Otherwise, Interstate Falls in Wisconsin is a very great park to explore. So get on out there, and I'll see you on the next one.